Welcome to AnSRS4u Express, NIH Other Support. This short lesson will introduce you to NIH Other Support and explain what needs to be submitted and when it should be submitted. NIH requires other support information to be submitted as part of their just-in-time procedures. These procedures allow certain elements of an application to be submitted later in the application process, after review, when the application is under consideration for funding. NIH also requires other support to be submitted as part of the Research Performance Progress Report, known as the RPPR. Immediate notification of undisclosed other support is required when a recipient organization discovers that a PI or other senior key personnel on an active NIH grant failed to disclose other support information outside of the just-in-time or the RPPR. In this case, the recipient must submit updated other support to the grants management specialist named in the Notice of Award as soon as it becomes known. Reporting of other support is required for all individuals designated in an application as senior key personnel for devoting measurable effort to a project. It is not required for individuals categorized as other significant contributors. Other support includes all the resources made available to a researcher in support of or related to all of their research endeavors, regardless of whether or not they have monetary value and regardless of whether they are based at the institution the researcher identifies for the current grant. This includes resources or financial support from all foreign and domestic entities that are available to the researcher. This also includes, but is not limited to, financial support for laboratory personnel and provision of high-value materials that are not freely available. Consulting agreements with the principal investigator or other senior key personnel will be conducting research as part of the consulting activities. In-kind contributions such as office or laboratory space, equipment, supplies, or employees or students supported by an outside source. For other support submissions that include foreign activities and resources, recipients are required to submit copies of grants, contracts, or other agreements specific to the senior key personnel foreign appointments and/or employment with a foreign institution as supporting documentation. If these documents are not in English, recipients must provide translated copies. There is now a single format to use for new and renewal applications. Use of the new format is preferred immediately and is required for due dates and submissions after January 25, 2022. Please note the requirement for principal investigators and senior key personnel to sign and date the form, verifying that the statements are true, complete, and accurate to the best of their knowledge. NIH will review this information before award to ensure the following: that sufficient levels of effort are committed to the project, that there is no scientific, budgetary, or commitment overlap. Scientific overlap occurs when substantially the same research is proposed in more than one application or is submitted to two or more funding sources for review and funding consideration. Budgetary overlap occurs when duplicate or equivalent budgetary items are requested in an application but are already provided by another source. Commitment overlap occurs when an individual's time commitment exceeds 100%, whether or not salary is requested in the application. Overlap is not permitted. Any overlap will be resolved by NIH with the applicant and the PI at the time of award. NIH will also review to determine that only funds necessary to the approved project are included in the award. They will also check that any foreign resources that meet the definition of a foreign component have received NIH prior approval. Researchers should take care to ensure that they disclose all required support. NIH has developed a frequently asked questions, other support, and foreign components. This resource should be reviewed in the event that there are any questions at what needs to be disclosed. The caveat is, if in doubt, disclose.